Well, hello, friends. Welcome to On the Fives. Welcome to April 15th. Who thought we would get this far? I'm just teasing. And I'm just being dorky because it's April 15th. I see this text. I see, it makes you a little, a little something. But it was actually a good weekend. So I am excited to have you all here. Uh, by the way, hello. I'm Nicole. Welcome to On the Fives. On the Fives is in conjunction with the Red Five Reading Book Club that you can find on X. We are part of the Red 5 Network, and I am so glad that you guys are all here again on April 15th. That kind of makes you a little blue, but that's all right. Hello to everybody in the chat. I see Ro. Hello to Ro. Hello, Ubaldo. It's so good to have you here. Rolando, it's so good to have you here. So good. And yes, thank you. Oh, no. Hold up. Y'all want to see this? All the way. It even talks about books. I know. I love it. You can't see the full t-shirt. Hold on. Let's see. Can y'all see? I know. It's beyond my camera. So I will try. I know. I'm just in a dorky mood. Maybe it'll help once we get going today. So, but it is so good to see everybody. Oh, welcome to the dark side. Yeah, it's April 15th. So I'm in a dorky mood. And maybe that's a little bit of the dark side. I don't know. But I'm just so glad to have everybody here. Is anyone excited for? Of course, but he has no idea. See, you guys don't understand. I wore special socks over the weekend for this person right here. I didn't see them until the evening, but I was glad I got to see him. So I did that. And then today I just kind of went, this is perfect for April 15th. No, it's still, I can quickly change my glasses straight to the light side. I'm okay with that. Anywho, is everyone excited for Andor? We have 1 week until Andor. Tonight is the season finale of A Daredevil Born Again. So tonight we'll a shorter night because I want to make sure that we get all to our other nerdy fun stuff tonight. You guys all excited for all the maybe possible things that are going to be coming out from Star Wars Celebration? What are you guys expecting in the chat? What are you guys expecting to come out of Star Wars Celebration that's coming up in this coming week? I know at the end tonight, actually, I'm going to be talking a little bit about Star Wars Celebration, as well as an announcement that's coming, dare I say, for January 2026. I know, we're only 4 months in, but, we're already planning ahead in the Red 5 Reading Book Club. So I am excited for that. I'm going to give it a few more minutes before we start talking about some C2E2. How is everybody tonight? You guys doing good? So excited. I am excited. Again, part of the Red 5 Reading Book Club. You can find that on the bio link /Red5, as well as many other awesome, amazing podcasts in the network. And this month, we have been reading Brothers by Alex Van Halen. I am loving this book. And let me tell you, if you are a person who's into rock music, if you are a person who loves, and I really do mean loves, just to, I don't want to say this, like if you just want to be sitting on the porch talking to somebody or sitting around the table having a beer or at a pub, probably more like around the table, this is your book. This book, okay? Brothers, Alex Van Halen. It is great. It is absolutely, see? Exactly. Don't believe me? Believe you, Baldo. I mean, look at us. We're twinsies here. Hello there. Backyard TARDIS. Make sure you check it. He's got a really good podcast too. Yes, and we are powered by the Red 5. Hit the like button and please make sure you subscribe. I think somebody might be in my green room and I don't see him. Yes. because I have other stuff like hidden up there. I do. Welcome to the stage, the man behind the curtain.
What's up, everybody?
Look who I'm wearing today.
Slowly, slowly, you're coming
No,
to
no,
our
no.
side.
Wait, he's reading books.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah, he's
That's
reading
fine.
books. I feel so strange. Like I'm not flashing anybody. Okay, I'm showing you. He's holding books.
That's good. That's good. Good stuff.
Oh, that's cool. 51. Yes, that's cool. But read this book or join us. We're still finishing it. This is our book of the month is by Alex Van Halen. It's really good so far. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Just doing a little work tonight. Got to do some graphics for another project,
Cool.
but I'll get back to it eventually.
Hi, welcome to the channel, Glinda. This is Glinda the cat. For those who have not seen the show, most have. She, her and Elfie like to make appearances, whenever they choose.
She heard my voice.
I guess so. She's like, wait, he's talking about the dark side. Let me be there.
There you go.
Although it's funny because it's Elfie that looks like the dark side,
Right.
but
You never know.
as some people have
know.
said, no, it's Glinda. And it's like, is it really?
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the book version. Gregory Maguire, you're more likely to think she's villain, but based off of L. Frank Baum, the original, she's the sweet one. She's the good one.
Very nice. Very nice.
And the cuddly one.
It's good to see everybody in the chat. Kind of
it's so good to see everyone in the chat.
coming on in.
I was giving it a few minutes before I start hopping in to talk about this weekend.
Have you, we can kill some time. Have you seen some of the clips that have been released just today for Andor?
Okay. So I know they're there, but I'm not watching them.
Yeah, I think I only watched one and I'm like, no, I don't want to watch them.
And the same goes for Thunderbolts. The same goes even for anything for Daredevil tonight. This is also one of the reasons why I'm not on X often because I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
Sure.
And because I feel like the less we know, probably the better it's going to be.
Like back in the olden days.
Right.
Right.
Because I want some surprises. I want to go in almost completely blind at this point because I feel like, I don't know what is up with either. Maybe it's the social media or maybe it's them pushing, but it's like, I don't want to know the whole story going in to watching it, or what's the point of going to see a movie if you've already put out 99% of the main stuff in the trailers?
Yeah.
Or the important points that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like the spoiler stuff that you might have been pleasantly surprised while you're sitting there eating your popcorn. You're like, oh, wow, Wonder Woman's in this. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. And I am okay with, now if Wonder Woman shows up in Daredevil tonight, I'm calling her.
Yeah.
Or if she shows up in Andor, I'm going to be like, whoa, they really threw us a curveball.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't know. I just like to be surprised.
Sure.
What about you?
Yeah.
You said you saw one?
I saw one and it was, I won't say which one it was, but there's 3 of them out there, and I'm surprised that they dropped them. They're doing some interviews, and it's kind of cool to see our United Kingdom followers that also have a podcast taking advantage of the press tour that's happening in the UK and the premiere. So that's kind of cool to see all that stuff. They Star Wars Sessions, the UK podcast that we interact with from time to time. They had a great show regarding the interviews, and they lucked out. They're right there in the thick of things, so that's really great.
No. Hello, Megan.
Long time no see, Megan.
Welcome in. Oh, yeah, that is luck. I wonder if they will get anything at Star Wars Celebration though over the weekend. Maybe they'll even get a special, like, you guys get to watch it first kind of thing before everybody else. And then we really have to watch ourselves.
Yeah. They did that with what? I know it was it the first 2 episodes of Skeleton Crew or?
Maybe was it Ahsoka? Or was it Ahsoka?
Maybe it was Ahsoka. Yeah, I can't remember.
It was something, I know, in the last celebration. We were all like, oh, they got to see it. Okay. And it was like almost one of these things that I didn't like want to be on social media because I was like, but somebody might say something.
Yeah. But what celebration is next week, isn't it?
It's this upcoming weekend.
Yeah.
And I have a few friends there, and congratulations to them. I wish I was with them, but
Yeah.
I am here and I'm okay with that too.
It's somebody posted their pricing for the tickets in, obviously not in dollars, but in yen, and it was still kind of scary. Four digits.
Yeah, I can't afford that. Oh, see, Megan said it was at Obi-Wan at the last her at the last
Oh,
celebration.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and I
You
knew
mean you mean
she
the
was not. Go ahead.
was she there? She was there, right? Was that was that the time when I was supposed to maybe get some audio clips from Megan, but that never happened?
Megan, I have a huge favor for you, ask of you, and we'll talk about it after the show, or I'll text you.
Yeah, that was great.
I think she's right. I think it was Obi-Wan
Yeah.
because I
You know,
remember thinking like she wasn't going to ruin it for us, but I knew that people were putting out you know what I mean, putting out spoilers, and it's like, come on, really? You can't just wait.
yeah.
And I don't want to see the word spoiler and because
Right.
sometimes you're
Yeah,
scrolling so fast, you're
you can
like,
still see it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You're
What
still
obviously we had celebration here in Chicago in 2019.
I didn't get
There's
it.
some people that have never gone to not only a celebration, but
Me.
just a convention. I mean, it's really fun to hang out with other nerds at these
Mm-hmm.
events, whether it's C2E2
Paracon. I like those.
or or a celebration. So it's I
Mm-hmm.
mean, celebration was great in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
You go to a convention and it's like a mishmash of things like superheroes and other sci-fi and Star Wars and stuff like that. But I mean, celebration is, excuse the language, it's the shit because it's just Star Wars and it's a fantastic experience.
She's right on that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true. This
yeah.
year wasn't as bad, but last year and the year before,
Oh yeah.
and
We
post
all
Scarecon Blues was not fun either.
that was no, yeah, we all needed some of that bright happy lights.
Mm-hmm. We
Walking
did.
around with the happy lights, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I
But
know. I think like even this year I did the C2E2 a little bit differently.
mhm.
And I'm already thinking about next year and how I would want to do it differently.
Yeah, I was supposed to go. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to. I kind of screwed up my vacation timing. But it did look like it was just super crowded.
It was. It was
Like it's getting
every
bigger and bigger
day.
every year.
Mm-hmm.
And
It
then they
was
said it was the
crazy.
biggest crowd to date. So people are
Mm-hmm.
finding out about our little get together
Mm-hmm.
here in Chicago in the Midwest. So
It was so Friday. It was so I didn't get to go. Lord of the Rings panel didn't get to go. Okay, now I was there already inside at 10 o'clock. Now I was in the second wave of people, so I got there what 9? No, 9:30. No, 9:15, 9:20. Either way, by the time I got into line, it was already piled in.
hmm
And I got upstairs with everybody else. And as our friend Greg at Rebel Base Card said, he's like, when I got in, it's like everybody veered left. He's like, over half the people, I remember him saying that, over
yeah.
half the people just veered left. And I was one of those people. Okay. And the sea people, I didn't even know where he was at that point. Because I got there shortly afterwards.
Yeah.
And because you had the VIP people who got to go first. So maybe I was even in the first, but technically not because I wasn't the VIP. And the whole hallway's filled.
Yeah.
The whole hallway. I sent a picture to you guys. I do not have it downloaded for you guys for tonight, so I apologize. But it was completely full. This is
hmm
what I learned. One, C2E2 needs to either push their times back on panels or they need to figure out some better ways. Love C2E2, but like I watched workers have a hard time getting through. I saw people with disabilities having a hard time to get through. Once they even got us where they said, okay, everybody against the wall, right towards the window area, people on the other side were coming down in the middle.
Hmm.
It
Yeah.
was awful. Friday was awful panel wise. So by the time I got up, I wasn't even close to it.
hmm
The first building was full. The second building was full.
Yeah,
So
it's
missed out.
rough. I mean, and for those
Right.
of you who know what McCormick Place looks like, I mean, it's a huge venue. It is a
Mhm.
huge venue, and they still had problems.
Yeah.
So, we've got what else is coming? We've got other smaller conventions, but I think the next big one is in August, which is Fan Fest or
Well,
Fan
there's Fan
Expo.
Expo. That's July,
The
and
July,
that's in
yeah,
Rosemont. I've yet to go to
right.
that one.
That one's okay. I mean, it's the space is more like square because
Mhm.
the Rosemont Convention Center is just a huge stadium.
Huge.
Stadium,
It's huge.
yeah. But it's a good one too. It's a good
Yeah.
one.
I won't even talk about the parking or the
Well,
pickup and drop off. By Saturday, it became a nightmare.
yeah.
But yesterday, I know Sunday, not yesterday, Sunday became so full. We ended up being parked in one of the other buildings. They actually opened up parking in another
Mm,
building. And
yeah.
I remember thinking, actually, this was so way easier than getting into the regular parking lots because literally we went over the bridge and went right in, and it was right there. And I was just like,
Yeah.
that was way better than having to go all the way over and go through A,
Through
B,
the
C,
whole,
whatever,
yeah.
and try to figure
Yeah.
out where you parked. Yeah.
That's
So
where I'm blessed that I've got media parking credentials and I can park
I
right in
know
front of the door.
I missed that this year. I did. I missed that this year. So, but you know what? It was good. It was good. And actually, I'm going to go ahead and start off with some fun stuff here.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
so Friday, I dressed up like I dressed like Princess Leia, bro,
I
and I wore
saw
my
that.
gator socks just for you.
Mm, very nice.
And for those who do not know, um, uh, if you don't follow me on Instagram, I am there, Peace Love Fandoms. And on Friday, something really cool happened, and that is Bradford Exchange saw that I was
Hmm.
dressed up as Leia and said, "Hey, can we take your photo with you and Leia?" And I said, "Sure." And I probably shocked them because I was holding Leia, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like,
Hmm.
"Oh, let me grab my blaster." And I said, "I hope you don't mind. It's white."
Yeah.
I mean, come on, it was special. It was from you. So I'm not going to like change the color. Thank you. And I decided, so I did this and they're like, because I was holding the product. And I said, don't worry.
Oh,
I'm not, well, and I knew what I was doing.
right.
I used to do photography. So I knew where my holds were and I knew what I was going to set up for. The only thing is that they probably should have brought the camera higher
Hmm.
and a little bit down. So if you go on to Bradford Exchange Instagram, my
Yeah.
picture is there. So
I
y'all should go
saw
check.
it. I saw it, and I thought it was I thought it was your account, and then I'm like looking at it, I'm like, oh my god, she got into the Bradford Exchange, and the cool thing about if you're not familiar with the Bradford Exchange, they've got obviously some collectibles, but I think one of the biggest things they're known for are the plates.
Mm-hmm.
And the plates are beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm looking at two of them right now. I've got Darth Vader from Return of the Jedi, Luke Skywalker,
Mhm.
but I've got like a boatload of other plates that that I can't display obviously because I don't have on a wall space. But
Mhm.
Megan, it was a New Hope Leia, the white outfit, and you'll see it soon
I was just gonna say
if you
you're
stick
gonna see
around.
me soon.
Yeah, but that was
um,
really cool.
and now in this case, I might have to get me the statue. So
Mm,
put it with the picture and do the
yeah.
statue. And they also have the really cool life size of Grogu.
Mm,
I really want, but it's not like exactly cheap. It's not like you can, it takes
yeah.
money.
Yeah.
I want to make a note on this though. I got called princess more times on Friday than I have probably in the past year or maybe in my whole life.
Wow.
I was just like, I wasn't used to it. It's like I've never been called princess. That was not a nickname. My
Hmm.
dad didn't call me princess. My parents did not call me that. I've really never like even when I was Princess Peach, I think I got called Peach more
Oh
than
yeah.
I did Princess Peach.
Right.
And that was still probably the one cosplay that I probably had the most pictures with yet.
Hmm.
Also, the Stein mugs are yes, those were really nice.
You know what? I wonder. I have a Stein mug Darth Vader, and I wonder if it's Hamilton collection. I'm not sure. I'll have
Could
to.
be or Bradford.
Yeah,
Those are one of the bigger thrones.
yeah. But those are cool. I like the ones with the pewter figures on the top on the lid.
Mm-hmm.
Those are always really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Friday, I was in an interesting mood. I'm telling you, it was an interesting mood I was in because I just, we were. I was just up there at Lord of the Rings, and having to decide, okay, what am I going to do next since I didn't get to go into panel? And I was coming down the stairs, kind of doing my own thing, beginning to explore, but I was like in this funk, right? I was just in this mood of one, I'm an extrovert, so I need people.
Mm-hmm.
And I was already missing this one.
Yeah.
And I'm used to, that's usually on the first day. It's usually you and I
Yeah.
and everybody else.
Right.
And I was just like,
Searching for the other Chicagoans.
I was searching. I was trying to figure out who at that point,
Yeah.
where was my mind headed? And then this really cool moment happened. I'm going to pull up this picture here.
Ooh.
I know. I hear Princess,
Oh, nice.
Princess Leia. And I'm like, huh? Right? Looking around. And all of a sudden, I look up, okay, because she's tall. And then this other beautiful Princess Leia in Slave Leia was standing before me and says, hey, how are you? She actually, you know what? I think I have it with me. And like, let me tell you guys, kindness matters. This moment was everything. And
That's
I
nice.
was very grateful for it. So she handed me.
She gave you something?
She did.
Wow.
So I don't know if you guys can see it. So it's a 4-leaf clover.
Let's see. Hold on a second. Let's put you in solo mode.
Ooh. Yeah, so it was a 4-leaf clover. And I thought, so you could clip it to whatever. And I actually put it safely away at that point. So
good luck.
The kindness, but I just remember thinking to myself, how nice of her. How
Very
kind.
nice.
Like, again, my mind was in a different place at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden it was in a totally different direction. Like, what a God moment. I'll just say it as is. I thought that was just a way of pulling me into the positive, back to the light side.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And then she said, hey, can we take a photo? I'm like, oh my God, yes, please. And I said, can we take one on mine too? And she said, yes. So this is the one from hers and from mine. And she is
What was her name?
I don't know. I didn't. It's Leia.
Right. Yes.
I admit I didn't get her name. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I did not. But I was just so grateful. Again, my mind was I was coming out of the dark side at that point.
Yeah.
Coming out of the dark side. But
that's
I was
cool.
so
That's
grateful
cool.
for her.
Yeah.
And I did learn something new this year. I loved dressing up like Princess Leia from A New Hope. But I think I'm going to have to get bigger Leia buns if I'm going to do this one again. I liked it.
Yeah. And the hair, the wig looks a little on the lighter side, no? It looks a little...
I think that's my camera.
Oh, okay.
It was dark. It was very dark.
Now, here's the thing. When you're dressed like that, did you seek out an R2 droid and then bend over and do the...
I did not.
Oh, man.
But
Missed opportunity.
Star Wars Day is coming up in Joliet. So I will have another opportunity.
For sure.
So, and to Megan, though, I do have a story also, another story with this Leia. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Excellent. What's the story?
So about a month ago, my friend Brandon, who was there over the weekend and you got to see, I was over at his place and he goes, hey, this has got to be your cosplay. I'm the only one who uses his guest room. And I'm going, when did I get that?
Oh.
And we're talking it out. And I'm like, is that from the year when I was Princess Vespa? He's like, I think so. And I'm like, are you telling me this has been here for almost 2 years?
Oh, wow.
So I decided, because one, I really wanted to be Endor Leia. That was my goal this year.
That's a great outfit.
My journey has slightly changed in the last 6 months, 3 months, whatever.
Well, let me just say, Lord help me if you ever become Bespin Cloud City Leia. That's one of my favorite outfits of hers.
I don't know if that'll happen. Again, Endor has been my goal.
Sure.
Is my one of my other goals. Although eventually, it's like, it's funny. I want Leia, but in her various stages at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
But Endor was my one I really wanted. I was like, I remember you and I talking about last year, and I had the braid and I was getting everything ready, and I didn't have the cloak, and I kept putting it off. And then
that would have been an easy DIY, right? You get like fabric, like a poncho type of thing, and then just kind of dye it weird.
I am, and I'm not.
Yeah,
I am with you, but I'm. Yeah,
I get it. I get it. I've got like 15 different Star Wars cosplay outfits that in
You're cosplaying
various
next year. You're
yeah
cosplaying.
in various stages of development. You know, I've got a bounty hunter. I started spray painting some chest pieces and leg armor and stuff like that, but I never
Mhm.
finished them.
You need to finish one, and I need to
Yeah,
see one.
yeah.
So, and then of course during the Star Wars parade, I love this. I got to
Mm-hmm.
see little T, Trent, big T, little T, and he dressed up as Gonk. And you can see my Vader socks here too, because I
Yes.
decided not to wear boots because I didn't want to hurt my feet.
That's the biggest power droid I've ever seen. Trent
He
is
was
getting
so cool.
big.
It
Yeah.
was so cool. It was so neat, and he had voices and everything. Bro, going as Vader, okay, great. So he's gonna go as the pod father, and I'm coming as the daughter. Great.
Well, Megan,
And
I do have obviously this suit behind me is on display, but I can wear it. The first time I wore it, it was my son's first Halloween. And when it gets dark, it's a little challenging to see. And then obviously my wife just kind of lets me roam around, but then the lenses get all fogged up, and then I can't go anywhere because I'll be trapped. But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
there are easier outfits that I have for cosplay.
mhm. I don't believe so.
You know
Okay.
what? It would have been perfect if Todd would have assembled a couple of power
USBs.
relays, USB connectors on the back. That would have how cool would that have been?
We'll have to give him that idea.
Yes.
Give him that suggestion. And speaking of
Wait,
Todd,
let me do me a
oh, go ahead.
favor. Put that comment back up because I'm going to take a picture and then tag him and tell him that we were talking about that. And for next year, he should put some USB
In
charging
little
ports in
teeth.
there. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's awesome.
yeah, it was. All right, did you get that?
Yep.
Sweet. And speaking of Todd,
Ah,
that was our selfie.
what a great picture.
It is a good picture. And so this is Saturday. I
Mm-hmm.
was in Ewok, and I changed a thing or two from when I went to
Wait,
Joliet Star Wars Day.
sorry, I'm getting triggered. You said you were an Ewok, right?
I know. I know you saved yourself from a spear, but Todd was protected. So,
Yeah.
all was good. I'm going to show you guys some of my favorite cosplays, though, of the weekend.
Oh,
Bert and
nice.
Ernie.
Yeah.
These they were great. They were great. And the duck bedtime stories is the book from Bert, and they
Yeah.
were amazing.
That's funny. You know what? It's I hate to say this, but seeing them in full sized live action is kind of scary.
Why?
I don't know because I'm used to them, you know, as puppets, and you can, as a kid, you think they're like, you know, smaller,
Hmm.
but they're large and regular sized. It's
They
kind of
were so
scary.
cool. They were so cool.
That's
And
cool.
this was actually, hold up. I don't know if I save. Oh no. Okay, so we'll pull this back for a minute. So this is Saturday.
Hmm.
Saturday we was the Breakfast Club panel. I thought I had downloaded the photo, but it must have been the ones that was one of my preloaded ones from earlier that didn't move over, and it is what it is. So
If you still have it locally, you can get rid of two of them and then bring two
sorry,
additional ones. Okay.
that's all right. So so I got to see the Breakfast Club panel.
That's amazing. That's historic.
It was amazing. It was historic because
Yeah.
it was all of them, 40
For the
years
first time
for the
in
first time.
40 years.
And I'm so
And
glad we made it.
yeah, I heard that the wait time and the hallways
Same
and
thing.
the standing room were like just completely crazy and filled.
We actually, and yes, it was awesome. So we went earlier on Saturday. Here's the crazy thing. Got there on Saturday morning earlier, and it was almost equally packed as
Hmm.
to what Lord of the Rings was. And I was concerned. I was like,
Yeah.
are we gonna get, I'm like, oh my gosh, am I gonna miss two? Because I really only had three panels picked out that I
Yeah.
really wanted to go to. I ended up going to two out of the three. And all of them either was Friday or Saturday. Sunday was next year they need to amp it up for Sunday because there was not many panels.
Yeah.
That I even anybody that I was going with that wanted to go to those. Um, with the Breakfast Club though, they are so funny. and so genuine. And Anthony Michael Hall is
Hmm.
so a cut up. I can just tell. I
Yeah.
can just tell that he really is more like, dare I say, like Farmer Ted. Like he's really more like on the silly, wittier side, but yet
Yeah.
very intelligent. Ali Sheedy, okay, either she did this on purpose or she um, is really introverted. She rarely talked,
Oh wow.
barely talked, and even when she did, it was very minimal. And it
Very
was,
demure. Very demure.
and it was, I guess, I hate but I just was like, okay, is she playing her character or is
Right.
she like, is she really that introverted? Which I get.
Interesting. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And of
I
course,
mean, you
Molly,
figure after 40 years, not being in the spotlight, it must
hmm,
be just jarring to walk on a stage and see all those people like that. Just kind of, it's got to do something to you.
hmm,
Um, I guess, hopefully what it did to her is just, kind of showed her that the fans still appreciate them and really,
hmm,
love that film and stuff like that. I don't know if the chat has any questions because that would be great if the chat had any questions for you.
yeah,
Now
it
that
was. It
talking
was
about,
amazing.
yeah.
Emilio Estevez had some really good stories. He had some good
Hmm.
stories about Chicago.
Oh, that's great.
Um,
How long were they out on stage? How long was the panel?
an hour, about right around an hour.
That's good.
And I saw. I'm telling you. So we were in line for however long. I think they actually let us in early, so we sat in the auditorium for probably over an hour
Oh wow.
by the time we got in there. And
Hmm.
then once we finally got started, they had really good announcers and DJs though that day.
Hmm.
Whoever was
That's
on, they were on point, playing great music, which I knew every song. They even had a name that, you know,
name that tune.
but no, no, not name the tune. When you get to the lyrics, what's the next lyric
Oh,
in
okay.
the song? And it was all 1980s, and I'm like, oh, I got this. Like I knew like every single one, but they brought up the mic to me one time, and I'm like, I got it. It was like Forever Young, and I was like, I knew
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like I knew
Cool.
this one. So,
Excellent.
but it was what was one of the stories they had shared was how the younger two was Molly Ringwald and Anthony Hall, and they could
Hmm.
not go out, but the other three could, and they had went to
Oh,
this really cool like club once upon a
interesting.
time that's no longer.
Yeah.
Um, Also, that Anthony Hall pretty much like grew up before the camera. He had brought that up because it
Sure.
was just Judd had mentioned that he's like when we before we started filming, he was shorter than me. Then as they were filming, he was getting closer to my height. Then
Mm,
we got to this point, he was here, and then the post part, he was taller than me.
that's funny.
So it was really cool just to hear them talking about their times doing the Breakfast Club, talking about John Hughes, and John Hughes's family was in the audience. They were in the front row.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, and
Yeah,
you
they're
can,
local.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you can find the panel online at YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube,
Cool.
I was able to find it and stuff, so you can rewatch it because it was really awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
So,
awesome.
hmm,
That's great. And yeah, it's really cool that behind the scenes there's a Chicago thing, and John Hughes obviously, you know, he's local. A lot
hmm,
of his movies are fantastic, and Breakfast Club is one of those movies that will live on forever, for sure. I'm gonna have to take off.
okay,
Brad and I are recording in half an hour, but I got to finish up some other work stuff. But I'm
all
glad
right.
I caught a little bit of your
Yeah. Well,
discussion
thank
here.
you for hanging out with me, Ro.
Yeah,
Hope you
absolutely.
guys have a fun time podcasting. Oh, tomorrow night, Scarif Con,
Scarif, yeah.
Scarif
Hint, hint.
Live tomorrow night,
We're
7:05.
continuing our discussion on Dark Visions. Speaking of the dark side,
Mm-hmm.
Spencer of Dingus Den and I are going to dive into issue number 4. If you guys are into comic books and especially that series, Darth Vader Dark Visions. It was an interesting series a couple of years ago, and that should be a good discussion. Number
Mm-hmm.
4.
Yeah.
It's a 5 issue series, so we're almost done. But it's been fun hanging out with Dingus Den, and we'll see what trouble we'll get into tomorrow. Thank you, Waldo.
I don't know
Yeah,
about trouble, but maybe that's just the dark side.
Excellent.
So, but thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, no
You guys
problem.
have fun podcasting,
Will do.
recording.
All right. We'll talk to
All
you guys later. And
right.
chat, guys, you are awesome. Thank you very much for hanging out with Nicole and myself. Now it's just Nicole.
Have a good night, bro. And hello back to me, my friends. Oh my gosh. If you guys have any questions about the Breakfast Club panel, feel free. If you have any questions for me in particular about the C2E2, I know tonight we're not real. Well, we will be talking about books in a little bit, I promise. So another Chicago thing that happened over on Saturday, other than the Breakfast Club panel, is the next cosplay I saw. Again, I'm a kid of both the 80s and 90s, and I had the very fortunate pleasure of meeting up with these particular cosplayers that were just amazing. They were part of my childhood. Again, I grew up in Illinois, so somebody cosplayed as Bozo and Cookie the Clown. I was absolutely ecstatic when I saw them. I loved Cookie the Clown. He was one of my favorites. Bozo, the grand prize game. This was just part of my childhood. If you got up in the morning, you had this and DuckTales before school, and I just loved Bozo as a kid. So when I saw them, I was so grateful that I got to meet them, talk to these cosplayers, and they were just making. I swear, they were making every Gen X, Xennial, millennial, and then even boomers in the other generations before stay, because I mean, just meeting them was like winning the grand prize game. So definitely one of my favorite moments from the weekend. And here's another one. I'm so excited. I love this. So this year I didn't do as many autographs, and that's okay. That's okay. But I did get to have one autograph, and I'm excited because this past year in the Red 5 Reading Book Club, we read the Heir to the Empire trilogy, and I got to meet Timothy Zahn, and it was the coolest thing ever. He is so down to earth. When I met him, I instantly talked about the Red 5 Network and the Red 5 Reading Book Club. I talked about how much we appreciated his writing, and I told him how much we loved the books that he had made. I know in hindsight, I'm like, I probably should have been like, oh my God, I loved Kashyyyk, because anybody who was in the book club with us at the time knows that I loved how he wrote about Kashyyyk and about Leia. And he signed, I got a book so of course I was going to get a book. And I owned most of his books already. So I got one I had never had, which is Icarus Hunt, which I actually have here with me. And that's also in the picture. He signed it for me. And he said this is also part of another trilogy. So I'm going to be putting this, of course, out to our Red 5 Reading Book Club for a possible future read. But we'll see. But it was great to meet Timothy Zahn. If you ever get an opportunity to meet him, please do take the time to meet him. He was a wonderful author to meet. He was so kind and genuine. This probably was one of my other favorite moments. Again, you can see meeting Bozo and Cookie, what that does. So meeting Timothy Zahn was amazing. In the past, if you guys can see, it was so funny because I took the picture and I'm like, oh, cool. Darth Vader made the picture. That's what I said. And I remember showing the picture later to friends. I think it was actually either Ro or Greg of Rebel Base Card who said, oh, there's Charles Soule. And I'm like, oh, I saw Vader. So I guess the dark side was there a little bit. You know what? I hope one day you get to meet him. And in the past, every year, my goal is to always to meet another author. I've met Charles Soule. He's a wonderful, wonderful author. This year, I got to finally meet Timothy Zahn. I've actually met J.K. Johnston before there, and John Jackson Miller. So it was great to meet him. So I was very, very happy to meet him. So, and I want to, before we start wrapping things up, I really want to share a few of the things that I got while I was at C2E2. So as you guys got to see, I got my signed book, Icarus the Huns. So another Star Wars book, woohoo, which I'm so excited for. I'm excited. And by the way, I want to know, Okay, hey, Star Wars, instead of like focusing on any remakes, can we go? Can we do this? Maybe, maybe, maybe. So I'm going to share some of the things I got. So really quick, here we go. So movies and miniature, Bill Media, he's an amazing, amazing artist. And usually in the past, I usually get a couple of different ones. This year I just got one because things are just a little bit different. This year I had to be a little bit smarter and stricter with my budget. So, but I got this one. You guys can see it. Most of you, if you've never known me, if you're this here's your first time, my cat's named her Alphaba and Glinda. I love Wicked. I love Wizard of Oz. I am an Ozian. I love Star Wars, but I love fantasy. I love other things. And he drew this. Well, I also have several others from Wicked and Wizard of Oz. And it's going to join my collection, and I'm so excited. The detail, this does not even do it justice, and it was just so amazing. And I just knew that that's what I wanted. I also in the past, so story, as I was walking through Artist Alley. So if you come to C2E2, for anybody else who's listening and wants to join us in the future for C2E2, they have Artist Alley. And in Artist Alley, we had authors like Timothy Zahn, Charles Soule, and then we have these other amazing artists, right? And I saw who was carrying a picture. Okay, this beautiful picture of a Star Wars meets Breakfast at Tiffany's crossover. Hello, Science Fictionary. Hello, hello. It's so good to see you in the house. So good to see Science Fictionary. I know he's got some really good some good cons down by him. So I saw this Star Wars meets Breakfast at Tiffany's picture, and I was like, I kept going up and down the aisle and looking, and I also was like, wow, this detail in that picture I'd seen looked so familiar. And I could not figure out for the life of me where I had seen this type of artistry before, but it looked so familiar. And I'm like, okay, I think I know who this artist is, but all I could think about at that point was Breakfast at Tiffany's, Star Wars, and this particular type of art that I'd seen before. All of a sudden, I'm going around and I stop at Art. I'm praying I say his name right. Art Lucia, Aunt Lucia's. Okay. And he does DC bombshells. And he has this beautiful artistry. And then I'm looking up and I see the picture. And I'm like, oh, that's why I already own some of his stuff. And I'm like, that's why he looks so familiar. And he just looked at me like, I know you because he's seen me before, but I was dressed up as Princess Peach the last time he saw me. And here I am as Princess Leia. Okay. It's been a few years since I've been Princess, Peach. And he kind of like recognized the face. So I was so excited. I hope you guys can see how gorgeous and beautiful this is. Can you guys see that? That looks gorgeous. And Cam Ray, if you ever listen, I want to know why Bub got to make the picture and not me. So, but yeah, it says starring Princess Leia Organa, Breakfast at Sarlacc's instead of Breakfast at Tiffany's. And it's also autographed. Really awesome. Oh my gosh, can you guys see all this detail? All the detail. It is amazing. Yeah. So I was so excited because, of course, then I had to have it because I was like, okay, that's the one. But yeah, it was great to meet that artist again. He had other ones too that I really wanted, but again, I had to make just hard decisions this year. So I was like, okay, I'll just get the one. But I definitely, if you ever get to meet him. He's a really cool, down to earth kind of guy, really great artist. And he does the DC bombshells, and he does other Star Wars things as well. Other few quick things. I want to say thank you to Greg. He's at Rebel Base Card. This is an older set, but Greg makes these wonderful packs of cards and hands them out to everyone. So please make sure you check out Greg at Rebel Base Card. He is awesome. These cards take time and love, and he does them, and they're amazing and great. He's also got a podcast, and he was busy there at C2E2. He's also one of my faves, local faves that I get to go hang out with during C2E2. And of course, I got to see Ro, who was here recently tonight on the show on Friday night, and over the weekend I got to see Tahad and Trent of Big T Little T. So make sure you check out their podcast. But yeah, it was a really, really great time. Did they announce next year C2E2? Yes, they did. It is in March of next year. I will drop it on my Red 5 reading and Peace Love Fandoms X later today, because I will have to look that up. So, but yes, the answer is yes, they did. But it's in March. You want to come visit? You can come visit. I got a place we can stay, Megan. The answer is yes. Always. And have a great time, because we do. We have a really fun time. Because they have Artist Alley, they have Writer's Block. This year, again, next year, I'm already planning things a little bit differently. And next year, I think I'm going to take a little bit more time to do stuff on the Red 5 reading book club end of things on one day, but still cosplay at least maybe 2 days. I end up actually just doing streetwear on Sunday. So yeah. Any last questions? Oh, and before I go, we got to have some. Okay, you guys, we got to talk just for a few more minutes. Okay, because we had some announcements already starting to happen for Star Wars Celebration. So we're going to talk about that real quick before we jump off here. Again, I know that we have Daredevil Born Again coming up here very shortly. But if you hang on with me just for a few more minutes, I do have an announcement. And we're going to talk about a few quick things, just real quick things that book related. I mean, in conjunction with the Red 5 Reading Book Club, of course. Again, for those who are just joining in, if you want to join us for Brothers, we are still reading that by Alex Van Halen. It's so fantastic. Okay, here we go. Give me one moment. So, Star Wars Celebration already put out ahead of its time 7 books that is coming, okay, to us, the fans. And I'm excited for most of these books. Some of these books, it's everyone's choice, if it's up to you, if you want to read it or not read it. But I'm excited for some of these. I'm actually going to go a little bit backwards actually in these. One of the books that is coming out, and you guys can read this on Star Wars, the account. This is where it's all official. It's all official stuff. It's not like I'm just saying this and this is not going to happen. No, this is happening. One thing that I already own is Star Wars Women of Galaxy. That is actually a book I already own. And it's actually getting an update because it's going to start including, the new one will include Andor's Bix, Colleen, that comes out next week, as well as Deidre. It'll include Omega from Star Wars The Bad Batch, Pelimoto, and many more. I really do hope so. And this might be controversial, but I really do hope that this author is kind enough to also make sure that they include the person that created Welcome to the Rebellion 4 years ago, and that is Miss Cara Dune. Really do hope that they include that. They didn't say it yet, but she's not in the old one, and I do hope that they include her because she's one of my favorites. This one looks so good. Okay, you guys. Again, I wish I had an image just to pop up for you guys because I would. Star Wars The Blueprints by Pablo Hidalgo. Okay, it's going to be celebrating the artists and the designers responsible for most of the vehicles and the technology. How cool is that? Sign me up for that. That is one that I do want for sure. Because it's so neat to see the image. It is amazing. I mean, seeing the X-Wings and things like that. There are 2 Acolyte books coming. Okay, one's a visual guide, and one is the art. I am still waiting on season 3 of the art for The Mandalorian, so hopefully eventually they'll pick that up and do that, but we'll see. So Lucasfilm, if you're listening, I'm still waiting because I have volume 1 and volume 2, and I'm still waiting for volume 3. And for Halloween, I find your lack of candy disturbing. This would be the perfect gift for Ro. Now that I think about it. Yeah, Halloween gift. Anyways, so that's coming. It's like a card and a book all in one. This is another one. You guys are going to want this one. Trust me. This one you're going to want. It is by Doug Chang. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. The Cinematic Legacy and the Star Wars Legacy. Oh, yeah. This is so cool. It's actually going to be a 2-volume, 800 pages deluxe slipcase collection celebrating the award-winning artist and designer. It's going to be out December 2nd, 2025. Y'all, just if you have a Star Wars fan in your life, Merry Christmas. That's all. Okay, it is that simple. Don't make it hard on yourselves. Here's your Christmas list. There you go. And here's the other one. Oh, real quick, the one for Halloween comes out in August. And October is the one for the Acolytes. And then one in June is also the other Acolytes. So just kind of giving out some dates there. But I am so excited because the next book I'm going to talk about gained so much buzz in our book club that we have decided that this is going to be the first book we read of 2026 for January. So this is both an announcement. So if you've already seen this, you already know. If you're already in our Discord, you already know. If you decide you want to join us, come join us. It's going to be fun. I'm so excited. And hence, I am wearing Vader for this moment. Ro would be so proud of me. Masters of Evil by Adam Christopher. Yes, we are going to be talking about Vader. This book comes out November 11th, 2025. Again, if you have a loved one who loves Star Wars, if you love Star Wars, just put it on the Christmas list. If you have a friend, just get it for them. Wrap it up. I guarantee it's a Merry Christmas. No, it's a Merry Sithmas. Okay? And Masters of Evil is going to be, again, our January 2026 book of the month. I am so excited. And it's about this guy. You know, this one. Not me, but Vader, Lord Vader. Christmas list equals my airfare, and I can, yes. Okay, that's another one. Yes. Christmas list. Put C2E2 on your Christmas list. Everybody, if you're listening to this, put that on your, and actually, people can actually do that. Just so you know. But it's easier if you can just pick them up at Graham Cracker Comics in Illinois. Just saying. I need to go to Chicago today someday, but it's hard to leave home. I know. But we'll get you some slippers, either ruby or silver, up to you. Click your heels 3 times and home. You just have under a year to make it be right. Yeah. I need to make room for more books. You and I both. Yes. My parents had visitors night. If my dad was in here, he would tell you yes. Nicole needs more room for her books. I just need a library. I really do. I just need a room just from a library and a bigger one than that. And C2 is happening over my birthday. So in March, just come on over. Just come on over. Oh, so I am so excited. So I'm going to go ahead and start wrapping it up. It is almost time for Daredevil. And I'm so excited for that. If you guys have been watching, it's been really good. For those who are excited for Andor, I'm excited for you too. That's in 1 week, 3 episodes. Y'all, like, it's going to be a long night, depending how long those episodes are. But come on, but let's be honest. If they were 3, oh, nope, hello to my dad. No, you need a building. Hi, everyone. He was lurking. And he heard his name. And he's like, no, she needs a building. He's not wrong. I've actually gotten better. I've do go through and donate the ones I don't. It's true. It's true. Sounds like I'm going to be kidnapped. Yes! Yes, you are. Hello, Kenna. Hello, Kenna. Yeah. So this has been so much fun. Again, Masters of Evil, January 2026, but currently we are reading Brothers, and next month we are also reading more Star Wars books for May the 4th. I'm exactly Library of Nicole building. Yes, I need like a she shed just for my books. Be good. Actually, that may not be big. Honestly, just a nice room with like if all of the, see, here's the thing. Okay, here, let's real quick. It's because I also have figurines, and if you are a collector, I like to do like some of my figurines and then my Star Wars stuff, and then I have Wizard of Oz, and I have my stuff, and then I got, you know what I mean. So like I intertwine them, and I love various fandoms. So like Wizard of Oz, Star Wars. I've got some things for Lord of the Rings. Bridgerton, got the whole collection. I've got like 1 or 2 items for that. My big ones is Star Wars and Wizard of Oz. Those are my big ones because I have Wizard of Oz plus Wicked. And then, but I always start at the creator. I start at the founder. So, and I have C.S. Lewis. See, I just, a lot of stuff. Tell me what you want. I can wait. Oh, yes, that's very kind of you. Well, thank you for everybody for showing up and listening to me babble tonight about C2E2. I'm so grateful that you guys all showed up. Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button because you'll always know when I go live, and hit the like button so we can, help boost the algorithm because it's so appreciated. If you guys ever have an idea for a topic, please shoot that to me at Peace Left Fandoms or on the Red 5 Reading Book Club. Or if you want to join us, I would love it if you wanted to join us for the Red 5 Reading Book Club. Currently, I've also been busy doing Once Upon a Fairy Tale. I'm so excited. Megan actually joined me for Sleeping Beauty. Kim joined me for Snow White. We're not done. That series has only just begun. So you'll have to stay tuned for that because Once Upon a Fairy Tale will be returning. I know we will be covering Cinderella. We will be covering Beauty and the Beast. I even thought about over the weekend, I might need to cover Robin Hood. See, I also went to the Once Upon a Time panel, and I was listening, and I started thinking about Robin Hood in the middle of this panel. Okay, I started thinking about Red 5 Reading Book Club as well as what they were saying. But the actor who played Robin Hood was there, and he said something not to me, but to the audience, and I was thinking, they probably didn't read the books. And that's what I thought. Like, did you even read the books? Like I don't like when people make such a statement and they may have not even read the books. Like, why? Anyways, that's just the way my brain goes. That's why I think, like, because a lot of times these fairy tales are for children. And we just, sometimes as adults, I admit it, in society, we just take something that's so childlike, and for some odd reason, we make it adult and sometimes break it. I don't like that, like leave Dorothy. I get it. In Wizard of Oz, in real life, Judy Garland was like about 15 or 16 when she played it. But in the book, Dorothy's 9. So I just don't touch certain subjects with that. I'm like, no, she's still 9 in my world. Anyways, so thank you to everybody for hanging out tonight. I really do appreciate it. I will be back on the 25th. Who knows? Maybe doing some Once Upon a Fairy Tale. It could be something else. But stay tuned. Make sure you check out again bio.link/red5 for myself as well as many other amazing fellow podcasters. Make sure you check out Greg at Rebel Card Base because he's awesome. And tomorrow night, Scarif podcast going live with Spencer of the Dingus Den. Make sure you check him out. And thank you again to Ro, the founder of Red 5 Network, as well as Scarif, who joined me earlier tonight. I really do appreciate it. And it's great for seeing us. Oh, and one last reminder. Go on to Bradford Exchange, Instagram. Just scroll. You're going to see my picture there. Make sure you hit the like button. Yeah, be cool. That'd be cool. For those who weren't here earlier, yeah, I made their Instagram. Kind of cool. It's kind of cool. You won't see me like this. You'll see me in cosplay. So, anyways, well, you guys all have a wonderful night. It has been great hanging out. Until next time, I'll see you guys on the